we take a flight to the next 4 years in Delta State. What is ahead of Deltans because of your pivotal role in the past and this present administration?
Well, I think politics of second tenure is an interesting one. I normally when I talk, I'm not talking as just a politician. I'm informed by the fact that I am what I am because I taught and teach politics. So the politics of second tenure, any regime, is always a fascinating one. People would have worked very hard for you for the second tenure, and therefore they're expecting so much. Everybody, even those who fought you badly, or those that at some point you, because of your, and that is typical of His Excellency Dr. Okowa. He's very inclusive because of his inclusiveness. So everybody will think, you know, they're entitled to something. And if anything at all, what worries me is how we can cope with the inclusiveness. Nobody should be excluded from governance. I'm only just saying. And people, you know, Africans generally, and Europeans, everybody have his breakfast and his, so no, but you can see somebody who sends you text with declaring and commanding God to bless you when himself is in the terrible situation, you know. And the expectation all the time is that you will do something for them. But as for the smart agenda, we've been explaining it. There are areas of big strength in it, particularly with the job creation area, with particular reference also to the security, which is not easily, people don't see it. Security is like the air you breathe until it is foul. Yes, until it is a foul, till you foul the air, and then you know, But when it is there, you take it for granted. You know, you take it for granted. You know. So we are going to. I'm talking on behalf of the Transition Committee. Going to insist that these areas of strength should be improved upon. We have also discovered a couple of areas. I'm not reporting. No, I've not given my report. That that may not have been paid adequate attention. And the attention will be drawn to them.
Can we get a step into those areas? Because Deltans would like to know.
Well, if you, she talked about agriculture earlier. We would like that more in the aqua business and agribusiness, you know, should be, because they absorb employment, got more people easily, you know. We would also like the challenge that is facing us to, again, back to security. And these things are not in the hands of the state government per se. That the spate of insecurity is obviously, we are not as bad as it had been with Zamfara and Plateau and Benue and Adamawa, and God forbid nobody goes to those places now. I started my career as a teacher in the university, at Ahmadu Bello University, in 1971, and I stayed in Zaria for 14 years, 15 years. You know, those are areas I used to drive all the way home. You drive from Zaria to Kaduna, Beniguari, Kontagora, to the Niger Bridge. Before, maybe by the time you get to Ilorin, it's late. Find one charcoal hotel to sleep. The following day you drive home. I'm not sure you can do that today. Even when Gowon took seriously the Kaduna, Abuja, Suleja then, home, you know. You could drive home all the way from Turokene down to Aushi and home here. But today, I mean, it's terrible what's happening on that stretch, you know. So the issue of security goes beyond the state, but whatever the governor is been doing to hold the state, you know, we can sustain it and improve on it. I'm happy he himself had acknowledged it, particularly during the elections, that the securities have been professional. He hasn't said they necessarily helped us, but they have been professional.
So that's more like a diplomatic statement.
But that also means that we did not experience the kind of, you know, rascality that we experienced. I mean, extreme one is River State, which we don't pray for, you know, because it's terrible when you can't sleep well in your village, you can't sleep well even in your state capital. But the audacity of kidnappers is something that is giving us a lot of
concern.
Yeah, they're very audacious, very audacious. So they're small children, you know. They need to strengthen the, what you might call grassroots security. Well, you call them vigilante today, but something has to be done to strengthen them. You know, there have been many talks about police, state police and all that. Not only just in that area, the Constitution. If you look at the Nigerian Federal Constitution of 1999 as amended, so many items ought not to be there in the exclusive list. But today, it is being evaded gradually without even amending the Constitution. Whether you are talking about oil and gas, we're talking about security and all the rest of them. If you want to be very strict with that Constitution, a lot of states are pushing into those areas with the knowledge of the federal government. So we hope that some of those things would improve upon. But more importantly for me, I would, if we still have some money, I hope so, because now that we are bottoming up, we are getting up in a bit of our revenue and nothing disrupt the process. I was worried yesterday when the chairman of the Governors Forum is talking about we anticipate another depression likely to come, or recession, you know, likely to come. But I just hope it doesn't come, or that we should not be as serious as the one in 2016 and so on.
Okay.
But really, the rural areas, it should continue with opening up the rural areas. It's what will last. I was telling somebody, if you know the image of now late, may so rest in peace, General Ogbemudia, when he was, the Civil War processed him into being governor of Midwest State, the Midwest State, you know, that's Edo Delta today. He was from, and of course, areas like sports, like the media, you know, Observer and all this, he established all of them. He was known for many years. He was remembered for what road he constructed and so on. Those are the kind of things I think His Excellency should get involved in. You know, I know some of the areas. I just hope that the resources will be there for him to handle them.